It's 11 p.m. and you are lying in bed scrolling, and one of those videos pops up. I went from broke to six figures in 3 years. This one habit made me rich, and for a second, your brain does that thing. Wait, is there something I'm not doing? So the next morning, you actually try to think it through. Am I behind? Is everyone else just farther ahead, or is half of this just noise? Here's the honest answer. Most financial content you see falls into one of two extremes. There is the overnight success crowd, the crypto calls, forex signals, the one stock changed everything, and then there is the opposite extreme, the advice that just says invest for 30 years and hope for the best. Neither of those is actually useful to a normal person trying to figure out their life right now. So let's throw both of them out because the real answer sits in the middle and it's more specific than people admit. 5 years is genuinely enough time to build real financial momentum, not the become a millionaire momentum, but the stop feeling stuck momentum. If you get three things right in the right order, this is Eddie, and I spend an unreasonable amount of time thinking about how normal people actually build wealth, not the fantasy version. If that's you too, subscribe and let's get into it. The first uncomfortable truth: saving is not the engine, it's the fuel tank. Say you manage to save $250 a month, which honestly already puts you ahead of a lot of people. The Federal Reserve has reported that a large share of Americans can't cover a surprise $400 expense without borrowing. So 250 a month is genuinely solid discipline. But do the math. That's 3,000 a year. Over 5 years, $15,000. Invest it and get an average 8% return. And we are looking at maybe 17,500 to $18,000 after 5 years. That's real progress. It's not life changing though. Here's what actually moves the needle in year 1 through 5, and it's not your savings account, it's your income. Think of savings like fuel efficiency and income like engine size. You can optimize fuel efficiency all you want, but if the engine is small, the car isn't going fast. You need a bigger engine first. Quick comparison: person A makes 2,800 a month, saves 10%, that's 280. Person B spends first 2 years leveling up, learning a skill that pays more, switching to better paying roles, maybe picking up freelance work on the side. Their income climbs to $4,500 a month. Same 10% saving rate means they are now saving $450 a month. Over the remaining 3 years, that gap alone puts person B roughly 10,000 plus ahead before we even talk about what they do with that money. Step 1: treat your income as the lever, not your budget. And I know what you're thinking right now. If raising my income were that simple, I'd have done it already. Fair, but 5 years is a long runway. It's enough time to pick up one genuinely valuable skill, switch jobs once or twice, or build a small side income stream. Labor market data consistently shows people who switch employers tend to see meaningfully bigger pay jumps than people who stay and wait for annual raises. Do that even once or twice across 5 years, and your starting income and your year 5 income can look like two different people's paychecks. But here is the trap that eats income growth before it can do anything. Step 2: every raise gets split automatically before you feel it. You get a rise, and almost immediately your life expands to match it. Nicer apartment, nicer everything. 6 months later, your income is higher, but your bank balance looks identical. There is a name for this, and it's called hedonic adaptation. Your brain normalizes upgrade fast, so the new comfort stops feeling like an upgrade at all, and you are back to wanting the next one. The fix is almost boring simple. Whenever your income goes up, half of that increase gets automatically redirected to savings or investing before you ever see it in your spending account. A raise of $400 a month, 200 goes straight to investing automatically, no decision required on that. The other 200 is yours to enjoy guilt-free. Step 3: put the money somewhere that actually compounds. Once income is growing and lifestyle inflation is capped, the money needs a job. Historically, broad market index investing has been one of the most dependable long-term tools available to regular people. the S&P 500 has averaged something in the neighborhood of 10% a year over the long run, short-term swings and all. Rough 5-year example, after getting income up and locking in that 50-50 raise split, say you are investing $800 a month by year 2 through 5. That's roughly 45,000 to 48,000 invested total, which with moderate growth could land somewhere around 55,000 to 58,000 by year 5. But the number isn't really the point. The momentum is. I know someone who spent their whole early 20s anxious about money, barely saving, income just covering bills. Then they picked exactly 3 things to focus on for 5 years straight: grow the income, cap the lifestyle creep, invest what was left consistently without drama, nothing clever, no big bets. Just those 3 things repeatedly. 5 years later, just under 70,000 invested, and because their income had grown the whole way through, the next 5 years was set up to move even faster than the first 5 did. That's genuinely how this works, not a single lucky call. Compounding decisions is the way. So here's the realistic roadmap one more time: grow your income fast. It's your biggest lever early on. Cap lifestyle inflation by automatically saving half of every raise. Invest what's left consistently in something built for the long term, and give it full 5 years, because this does not work in 5 months. Wealth is not one smart decision. It's a few boring decisions repeatedly or repeated on a loop until they compound. 5 years from now is coming either way. The only real question is whether you spend them drifting or building. If this helped you think about it differently, subscribe and tell me in the comments section, where do you want your money to be 5 years from today?